inquiring minds want to know.
Mm-hmm. Do tell.
The wildest.
She has so many shit.
The police station.
Police station.
Never at work.
You like everybody done do that.
Never at work, but I want to say
On the beach.
at a church.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
deep.
Wow.
We were outside
Outside, yeah.
of the church.
I thought it doesn't.
Wow.
Basement door. So, yeah.
And we're listening.
We're standing up.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
When these priests took it.
They struck again.
No, but I want to say that's one of the wildest because you said one of the wildest.
Oh, okay.
Well, feel free
But
to
wait, there's more. But wait, there's more.
I'm only gonna give y'all a PG-13.
Oh.
Is that when I was at my old job, on the desk in the office at midnight, or on the floor of my apartment, or on the floor of the deluxe hotel. I got a couple of damn stories, but it is what it is.
You nasty as hell.
I'm a man. I ain't gonna lie.
In a police squad car. Sorry.
Really?
It didn't start out that way.
Was it
Red sled to a.
Well, the back of the police squad car, they said.
Yeah, the shit.
And I didn't realize how flexible I could get. 6'4" in the back.
Alright.
And I'm just saying that was pretty wild.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
With the officer?
No, my girl, the door was unlocked. What about you, man? No. It was with the officer.
Female police officers free in a bond for like
I guess she pulled you over.
free.
Right.
Female police officers free
Violated
in a
cop.
bond.
That off.
Right. Like, man, you really be on some NWA shit. Literally.
That's my story.
I don't know that I have a wild place or like the wildest place, but I'm a firm believer in like spontaneity. So if it's like outside, outside or in the backseat of my car, I have a tendency to christen in my cars. So it's like a rite of passage if I'm outside or doing something, but just spontaneity in general, wherever it may be. That's the adrenaline behind it.
Mm-hmm. Charles?
I'm like Ned. I don't know if it was wild, but at college we had a nursery school for the kids.
You know what?
In the playground. The kids were there. It was at night in the playground.
I don't see nothing wrong. R. Kelly, I don't see nothing wrong. R. Kelly. R. Kelly.
Baby, just slide clean.
Oh my goodness. I guess in my 20s, I remember we were riding on the expressway, and I sat on top of my partner facing him as he was driving.
You need a microphone?
She's like,
No, I might. Did you answer? Everybody answered that?
No, mine was like, those giant lions behind the Museum of Science and
You just had the Top Charles. You just had the Top Charles story.
so it was there. And it was during the time when, like, you remember the time at Howard Park when the announcement would come on TV like it's 10 o'clock, do you know where your children are?
Oh my goodness.
So the police were like riding around for curfew and all of that, but it was like the big giant lions behind the Museum of Science.
Mean old lion. Mean old lion. Does age matter? When you're dating, does age matter?
Yeah.
Say more about that.
When it comes to dating or sex?
Yeah, dating.
Truth be told, I ain't messing
Well,
with
that's a good
nobody younger
question,
than
but
32.
either or.
And
Well, let me just say, sorry, Dad. Does age matter if you're having just sex or if you're dating? Answer both.
Okay, when it comes to sex, no younger than 30. When it comes to relationship, no younger than like 35.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I just had a flashback.
I say no. It depends on the person and their maturity level. You can have an old fool and be
Or young
immature,
fool.
or
Yeah.
young fool. So it depends on the individual and how mature they are.
You agree with that, sister? John?
No, I don't think it matters.
Well, it has to matter at some point, because, like, what's your age for it? It's 18, 20, 40, 30?
I don't know.
No, I'm just saying, like, because
Say,
there's
on 50, I'd say 30 is the.
that's a good age. Okay. All right, Demi?
Age don't matter. Of course, I'm getting.
Age does matter. We want an age, because if you say age doesn't matter, then they'll think you're in
years
the...
old, but
If they legal.
20 years over.
If they legal. Legal
Yeah,
at
they go
18.
18.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you date an 18-year-old? And would you have sex with an 18-year-old? That's the question. What's the age?
So this one thing with me. I have a baby sister. She's 24. So I think like I would never go under 24.
Yeah, I can see
Because I have
that.
a baby sister. So it's like, ugh.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
Okay. I never go below 30. I'm 35, so I can date someone below.
You don't want anyone below 30?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Everybody, yes?
So I would say not. I would not go for anyone under 30 because they tend to bust windows out and stab tired.
And if they're going to date you, they'll probably be triggered into that.
Thank you. That is my experience, yes, sir. No,
Okay.
let me hide my face. No, but
you have
no,
a date,
seriously,
just
the
hold
younger you get, they are really possessive. Yes, I'm talking about busting out windows, stabbing tires out. No,
Yeah.
like, and with older, I think that's more of a security. You know, it's just a different level of maturity when you deal with somebody that's older. Younger,
I can
it's
get
a
that.
lot of issues.
And for me, I would say 45 would be the youngest.
The youngest.
The youngest that I would date. Typically, I don't date young men. Never have. Never date anybody my age or younger.
You like older, really?
I like older men, yes.
I get that.
They're providers, like
They like she said, they are providers, and they tend to be a little bit more understanding, and yeah, they can be controlling, but you have to let them know that you control the neck.
Exactly.
You know, you just have to let them know you're going to control the neck. They're a little bit more easier to manipulate today.
Yo.
Oh, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Okay. Did you guys answer, Ned? Does age matter?
Oh yeah, I did.
Ned?
I think probably the youngest I would date is 35. And the oldest probably right at 50. When you turn into these like the 55 and up, I mean it's like you two different age groups, and sometimes
two different
people are just set in
genres
their ways, and they just kind of you don't have as much in common. I think sometimes when you're 55 to 60, sometimes you just want different things.
Dak, up here. Okay, somebody was knocking. Did somebody knock in the back?
You just go.
Okay, I get that. Charles?
30 is probably the youngest.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. What's up, y'all?
Hey, welcome, darling. How's it going? Come on in. Come on in. Come the other way. Come on in.
50 is probably the oldest I go. 55 is she banging. She gotta be. She just gotta be on point. At 55. Other than that, 50 is probably how I gotta go.
And what's the youngest?
30.
Got it. Now, what about race? Does race matter when you're looking for love?
A little bit to do. Yeah.
Race matters when you're looking for love?
Looking for relationship wise, yeah, relationship wise. Race matter just a little bit, not too much, but a little bit, because you ain't gotta be about the cause, but you gotta understand the cause.
You have to
know what I'm
understand
saying?
it.
So you can't flip flop. When you get mad at me, and if you outside the race, secretly and subliminally in the back of your mind, nigga can't come out.
All lives matter.
Right. That's just in general. So you know,
that would be a problem.
At the end of the day, do I see myself with a sister at the end of the day? Yeah. You know, but you know, I mean, love don't matter. You connect with whoever you connect with.
That's right.
But
I agree with that.
At the end of the day, you gotta understand. Like, I got a daughter, so I want to set a good dynamic for her. And that's just what it is.
And you think by dating within your race does that? It sets the dynamic.
It sets the dynamic. I mean, you can be somebody healthy, Chinese, Caucasian, Eastern European, Indian, Arabic, but at the same time, you gotta set. When I say set a good dynamic, you want to set like, okay, I wanted to let her know that I see beauty in everything, even in her own race. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you never know who you're gonna end up with. You know.
That's for sure true.
You never really do, but I
think you can choose. It's a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice. But
it's a choice who you want to end up
Hold
with.
down 1 second.
But
we're gonna get to you in a second.
But from 45 to like 55 on me, I'm 44 right now. It's gotta be a sister right now, just right now, or me by myself. I'm just being in general. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Not saying that I have dated outside my race. I have. You know what I'm saying? But I love my sister, so it is what it is.
All right, Charles, you go ahead.
No, I was just saying. You want me to answer the question?
Yeah, go ahead and answer the question. You can finish.
My race.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing against other races, but yeah, I prefer to be with black women.
Okay, that's a preference.
That's my preference.
Ned?
The older I get, the more I realize that I need to keep my heart open for love, and I will date a man outside of my race, absolutely. Because if sometimes you just say I only date brothers, you can just be holding on, you'll never find love, and you're just waiting on that black man to come along. Because that pool is getting small.
Okay. Nedra, in other words, God damn it, time is running out. Time is running out.
Running out. I just keep my heart open for love. I just don't want to just have like fixated just on only date black men. There's not a pool of that many available men. Just like that. Not the location. I don't find that there's a pool of available men.
It's a whole world out here. It's a whole world.
On the real check, there ain't a lot of quality black dudes out here. But
I'm saying, because you think about location. You think about location. What if you go somewhere? You go to Brazil. You go to Nigeria. You go anywhere. It's quality. You know, it's quality men.
I didn't say nothing about quality. Just say like a pool of available men. I didn't say quality like available. I think like
that's what I'm saying.
In
It
a
might be
certain
location.
age group, sometimes people they're already married. They're in like serious relationships with their divorce. It's not necessarily the location. I just find like in certain age groups, like the Gen X group, that men are in committed relationships. They already have families and everything else. I find that men are just not like single and waiting. I don't find men that are just dating. They're in relationships.
So in your pool, it changes?
Not in the pool, just in general.
Okay. But does it change during race? I mean, if the pool, if you're in a particular pool, it's the same. It's the same. It's gonna be the same across. It's gonna be the same across any race.
But I'm open to dating a white man.
But they got a shortage.
But they gonna have a shortage.
I'm just a pool of just like available men.
The question was, does she have an issue? She said she
absolutely.
dates outside.
Right. The only non-shortage in men is in the Chinese race. Like, for real. No, I mean, no bullshit.
Oh, boys, yeah, they're men.
Yeah, because in China, it's like, there ain't that many women in China. So you got an option. You got multiple Chinese men.
Give me a Chinese man.
It's a shortage.
White collar Chinese man. It's
Mini man.
Stay open.
They got 3 to 1.
I saw Crazy Rich Asians, so who knows?
I ain't against it.
I ain't against it at all.
Dammy, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask that. Well, for me it doesn't matter. White, black, green, purple. Well, personally, I grew up in a country where it was like all kind of, people from all over. So I've seen the Indian, I've did the Indian, Jamaican. So it doesn't really matter to me because I grew up in a community with all races. All races. So it's like you don't really. So I depend maybe on your background or where you live most of the time. So for me, the color doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah. John?
Not at all. I like all kinds of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Okay. Did you want to answer that, sister?
I'm open to other races, but I prefer black people.
Prince.
Anything goes. Just be smart, that's all.
So I'm open to dating outside of my race. My ultimate fantasy would be to, ride off in the sunset with an African American man. But the truth is that white men handle me different than black men do. Like I see something completely different in relationships that I have with the white man than I do with the black man. And
like what? Say more about that.
Like black men do not, I don't want to say know how to treat a black woman, but it's just completely different. Like when you date a black man, a black man is completely different in comparison to how white men treat you.
How so?
Like white men put you on a pedestal. Put you on a pedestal. Are loyal to you. When I've been in black relations.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, it's not fantasy. It's what I've lived.
That's right.
It's my experience.
Fantasy for him, not you. The fantasy for him.
So he's living out a fantasy, fulfilling my dreams and treating me correctly.
I mean, that might be his fetish.
Or his way of being. It could be either or. It could be his way of being.
Whatever it is, it's the way that I resonate in how a man treats me. Whatever the color is. I don't care.
But it's black dudes who have fetish for white.
Well, she's talking about her experience now.
But I'm speaking personally about me. Like she asked me what it is that I like and what it is that resonates with me, and that's somebody that treats me like a woman, like a queen, and puts me on a pedestal. And I'm going to do the same for my man.
So you're not saying all black men.
I'm saying whether you black, white, green, orange, blue, however you treat me, that's how I'm going to judge you.
In your experience, you find that white men
always
put you on a pedestal.
Always.
In your experience.
And are faithful.
Yes.
Right.
It sound like the
that's my experience.
I want to make sure that's not this. I want to make the distinction.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
The fact that that's your experience.
That's my experience.
Right.
Of course, it's not the standards. Everybody's experience is different.
Of course, but I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's experience is different. So my experience has been white men handle me completely different than a black man does. Boom.
Sorry to hear that.
What she said.
No, I'm not gonna say that. What was I gonna say? I've dated both, and mostly white men as opposed to black guys, and there's no particular reason. That's just what like me.
But what would you like?
I like them both. To me, a man is a man.
Okay. So I've dated outside my race, that's no secret. I prefer being with a black person just because that's who I am. I'm an African American. That's what's comfortable, but I will date anyone who treats me well, and I've dated outside of my race. Okay, Ned, did everybody answer that over there? Okay. How do you handle sexual dysfunction in your relationship? Go ahead, John.
Pertaining to what, though?
If your mate is no longer able to perform in the way that she or he has performed as you know it.
That's a hard one.
Is there a health setback of some sort?
Well, you don't know. That's why you're trying to figure out how to handle it. If it is, because we know that if it's I was going to say if it is a medical problem, you still have to handle it however you handle it. Let's just say it's not a medical problem and they're just not performing the way that.
So flush out dysfunction. Are you saying
so
the
frequency or not being able to get erect or moist?
I answer the question.
Okay.
If it's mental, we going to therapy together. I'll hold your hand and ain't no difference. If it's physical, that's what they got KY for. Let's make it happen.
What's more?
You gonna do right by me, right?
They have pills for that. They have KY jelly. They have, you know,
They make all that.
porno.
That's $1 billion industry. Right, those are $1 billion.
Right. Anybody else? You're scared to answer.
Nah, you go ahead.
Well, what was the question?
How do you handle sexual dysfunction in your relationship if it's not, like, if your mate is now not performing the way she used to perform as you know it?
I don't know.
Maybe she doesn't want to anymore. You started off having sex every day and now it's once every 6 months. Or she doesn't get wet anymore for you where she used to drip,
It's
drip, drip.
psychological. Either she has someone else, she's in love with someone else.
That's right.
Yeah, but not with me, so I'll let it go. I'll ask you a question. I have to ask you questions. Are you seeing someone else? If yes, that's why you're not getting wet from me.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
What question?
How do you handle sexual dysfunction?
Oh, okay.
You got a little
That's a hard one. Or maybe not. No.
That's what she said.
Exactly. Like you have to really look and see what the root of the problem is. Like I have no way of knowing exactly what the root of the problem is. It could be something, have to do with the diet, or maybe they're not sexually attracted to you anymore. So I think the answer to that is trying to figure out exactly what the root of the problem is and then moving on from there.
Okay, for me it depends on if we're married or not. If we're married, then we'll deal with it. But if he's just someone that I'm dating on the monogamous tip, I'm leaving.
You go.
I'm just not. I don't have time for it because I know I'm going to cheat on you anyway. So I might as well just leave.
That's honest. That's honest.
That's true.
Is that your experience with the man you dated? Have you been in a situation where?
I was in a 10-year relationship and the penis stopped working and I
You was huh?
went to the left.
You ended the relationship?
Absolutely.
Because of that?
Yes, because I would end up cheating on you. No, I'm answering you. I would, was getting to that point. It was, so frustrating.
But he treated you right, was respectful to you.
Yes.
Put you on a pedestal. And
Yeah.
the things didn't work and it was over.
He had a tombstone up there. It was done.
Right.
Penis stopped working, she stopped twerking.
Maybe the twerking don't even get it.
Right.
You have a personal problem.
That's right. Charles?
It all depends. If it's, it could be medical. I mean, we're at certain ages now. Well, certain things come into effect being at certain ages. So it could be age. You got to find out the problem, basically, kind of what Shawana said. You got to find out what the problem is.
Yeah, conversation. I think it's more of a conversation. If a man isn't getting erect.
Well, if he ain't getting erect, it's a problem.
Go get a pill. There's pills
what's
for
going
that.
on? Right. If a woman is, she feels like, she tired all the time, she's not in the mood, she's dry. That could be a, that could be a sign of menopause and things like that. It could be a medical issue. She could be taking medicine. So it's a conversation, basically.
I mean, if she's going through menopause and she can't do it no more, you might as well let me have another girlfriend.
Come on now, just automatic girlfriend.
And some women might be like,
Get the look to weather up.
You provide for me.
No, what is it? No more. I mean, we can go to the doctor for that.
If it's painful,
how is it going to be painful forever?
Because the walls thin out there.
You need a look.
Oh, and you know this from your gynecologist? Walls thin out for what women?
Women that's going this perimenopause or menopause.
Okay, I don't know.
It could be medical. It could be, You don't know what it is. It's a conversation.
It's medical. If it's medical, it ain't shit else you can do.
You can, I mean, you can talk. There's doctors for that.
Yeah.
Specialized.
Right.
Exactly.
You got the herbal steam baths now. The yoni parties.
That's crazy.
If you're
Bring the young back to life.
it may be time
You
to
got the
call
egg.
quits. If she's not willing, I mean, if you've done everything, you exhausted all the possibilities, I don't know. I mean, love is still there, so you have to determine as a man, do you want to just leave her over?
I ain't leaving her, but she
can do other things.
She gotta let me have a girlfriend.
Oh, now you need a.
Yeah, she might. You never know. She might. She might. You know what I'm saying? I can't fulfill your. And the dude might do that too. A dude might be like, listen.
If I can't
fulfill your sexual needs,
like, man, go get your little boy.
I'm not gonna get a boy. I'm gonna divorce you.
That's what led to the
There might be a hell of 5,000 ways.
Well, damn, didn't go. I set you free.
Wow.
I get a boyfriend. That would be
Hey,
a
go
lot
get your
for
little
me.
boyfriend or something. If I'm limp noodle, I don't give a fuck about that.
as long as you still cooking the meals and doing what you
So I guess
gotta
you're cooking and still looking good. You have just someone in the house to take care of it. You're okay with that.
That's what most of these old dudes be doing and shit.
Oh.
Unless they chop it up.
What was my girl who married the old 98-year-old?
Anna Nicole.
Right. What was he gonna do?
He was just looking at
He wanted to take care of her.
He wanted to do
He just
that.
wanted to take care of her.
I love that
He
story.
felt
He wanted to do
loved
that.
her.
He didn't even know where he was.
He didn't even know where he was. He was like looking at him. He was like, yeah.
Just needed love. No.
She was eye candy. You know what I'm
And he
saying?
wanted some love. and
Walk
some
around the
companionship.
kitchen with your
Maybe she
lingerie
provided
on.
She was a great companion for him. Maybe it was conversation. Maybe it was a
Look, I had a
presence.
homegirl getting paid. All she had to do was walk around with this old dude with lingerie on. He was cool with it.
Yeah.
And he was paying all her bills.
Already. That's
I
how
wouldn't
you
do it.
Entrepreneur.
I'd be checking.
I'll be an entrepreneur.